professor, physician, epidemiology. I am Dr. Sri Banerjee. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Sri Banerjee, core faculty for the College of Health Sciences and Public Policy at Walden University. In this video, I'll be showing you specifically how to maneuver through this wonderful, amazing SEER cancer dashboard. This is a modern, amazing tool in the field of cancer epidemiology, which has not been there in the past. Previously, researchers would have to go through microfilm and go through all of this to come up with some of this wonderful information that can easily be discerned now, just at the tip of a click of a few buttons. So here we go. Taking a look, and this is seer.cancer.gov, by the way. Taking a look at how to maneuver through these dashboards. So now, if you are trying to understand chronic disease epidemiology for the first time, I mean, this is something that is not um, this is not something that's easy to understand or study. There are many factors, many risk factors that are involved and associated with this. So the first rate that you're looking at right now, let's take a look at kind of the layout of the screen, how everything is set up. The first thing that you're looking at right here is the all cancer sites combined long-term trends in SEER age-adjusted incidence rates. And this is all the way from 1975. So taking a look at cancer all the way from then till now, there haven't been changes, and this is alarming. In fact, it had gone up at some points for both males. Actually, for males, there was a sharp increase at some points. But for females, it's basically stayed the same. Actually, for females, I would say it's slightly increased cancer from 1975. What's going on here? I mean, pharmaceutical companies have had decades to come up with drugs, and we haven't made any progress. So I'm hoping that these types of dashboards, if we can get more of these dashboards out there, public health dashboards, then we can start to really understand and nail down where the problem lies. Here's long-term trends. And you could do it, you could actually stratify by male and female, or you could just do both sexes. So if you wanted to, instead of male and female, you just wanted to do both sexes, there we go. There's your number. So there is a general increase in the incidence of cancer from 1975, and this is an alarming trend. And so in public health, things need to be done. So how do we get to the root of this, right? So how do we get to the bottom of this? Well, we start looking now in disaggregated data. I always emphasize looking at disaggregated data in epidemiology. And this is a concept that I will keep emphasizing. Whether I'm talking about medical epidemiology, which I'm more emphasizing on right now, or chronic diseases, or I'm talking about both. This is really looking at that. So disaggregated data here is important. One thing I want to note before I forget, SEER stands for Surveillance, Epidemiology, and End Results Program. So this is an actual National Cancer Institute program, which has been there in place for the special sake of studying cancers. We start off by looking at the anus, anal canal, and anal rectum cancer. And then you go down into the bones and the joints. If you want to look at the let's see, the rate of I guess the rate of anal cancer has increased. And then bone cancer also has increased, not as drastically. Um, but you can see kind of, and if you wanted to, the bone cancer, if you wanted to instead look at both sexes and then males and females, you could do that. And you can see that it's actually more of a male problem than a female problem, bone cancer, but slightly higher propensity. And then we go down into the brain and nervous system. And actually, there was an increase on trends, but then there's a decrease, brain and nervous system cancer. So, with brain cancers, and this is where there's bridges between epidemiology, public health, and medicine, where, like, for instance, here's where you can be thinking about what is the most common type of brain cancer, right? So, glioblastoma multiforme, and those of you that uh, haven't, don't know medicine, then won't know about this. But this is the most common type of brain cancer. And so this is the way you kind of combine both of these and try to understand. What you can do alternatively, any of these data, if you want to do further research or analysis, all you have to do is click this download data button. It's right there. And you can instantly have a lot of information right there at your fingertips. And if you want to actually stratify then disaggregated data for blacks versus whites, well, brain tumors are actually not as frequent in blacks, in Black Americans. So if you were to look at something like colon cancer, then that you will see an increase. Actually, at one point there was not such an increase, but then right now a higher rate of colon cancer among Black Americans than other races. So that is really interesting to note. And then of course with age, and it's important to kind of look at that disaggregated data, and of course that go when has been going down at higher ages, which is really good. So these are the different types of disaggregated data that you can actually be exploring for each of the cancer: sex, race, age. And then you can look at the stage distribution. Um, so is it localized? That means, like, is it regional? Is it distant? Unstaged? And you can look at the ways that the cancer site coding takes place. So there's a lot of features, a lot of different things that you can explore here in this guide. It's important to be looking through the right tabs at the specific places so that you know really how to look at this. So see, looking at it kind of by cancer type, and then looking at the disaggregated data, whether it's by sex, race, or age, is the way you'll be able to get to some of the fundamental epidemiological, or some of the research information that you're looking for. And the name of this data set, before we go, is Surveillance, Epidemiology, and End Results Program. Thank you for listening.